strong.
The construction of warships in Balmain not only provides benefits from a defense perspective but also creates economic opportunities for local and national communities. Balmain Cebu is the center of attention because it is the location for the construction of the newest warships. This area was chosen not only because of its natural beauty, but also because of its strategic access to the sea and adequate supporting infrastructure. Regarding the increase in the FY 2024 defense budget by the Senate led by Senate Pres. Juan Miguel Zubiri, there is also an increase in the budget of the Philippine Coast Guard. A total of 2.8 billion Philippine pesos will be allocated to the PCG on top of the approved budget they will receive for FY 2024. Of this amount, 2.5 billion Philippine pesos will be used for the initial payment of 3 new offshore patrol vessels to be purchased from Australian shipbuilder Austal, and to be built at their facility in Balambon, Cebu. The first ship will be delivered within 18 months of the issuance of the notice to proceed, following the Philippine government's usual procurement. Max Defense Philippines believes that Austal was ready to start the project immediately after it was awarded to them due to the availability of ready-made designs that they could use. We believe Austal will reuse the 83-meter offshore patrol vessel proposal submitted to the Philippine Navy several years ago, which was later rejected due to price increases. The design is now marketed by Austal as the Offshore Patrol 83. Austal will likely scale back the design by removing Navy-specific weapons and sensor systems such as 76mm and 30mm guns and surface, air search radar and replacing them with more Coast Guard-specific systems. Based on our calculations, 2.5 billion Philippine pesos is enough for an initial payment of 15% for 3 ships that we estimate will cost a total of less than 17 billion Philippine pesos. This is a good start for the Philippine Coast Guard to build a larger fleet of ships, preferably locally made, and increase its numbers to meet its targets. It is worth noting that one of the Australian shipbuilders based in Australia was supposed to deliver an offshore built at its shipyard in Balmain, and its design in the Philippines was not recommended. After costs increased due to inflation and increased costs of shipbuilding materials, the Armed Forces of the Philippines and its modernization efforts are now at Horizon 3, where various projects are being planned or are in the process of being realized, one of which belongs to the Philippine Navy, which wants to get a platform that is capable enough to be a deterrent, such as submarines and ships that will replace several old World War II-era ships, such as the OPV Beach off-road gasoline vessel, whose program requires at least 6 units. Now the offshore patrol vessel plans recently became better known in the mainstream media when the Minister of National Defense Mr. Delon Lorenzana shockingly revealed that the Philippine Navy will acquire many operations from that perspective alone. This first announcement comes with both where various projects are being planned or are in the process of being realized, one of which belongs to the Philippine Navy, which wants to get a platform that is capable enough to be a deterrent, such as submarines and ships that will replace several old World War II-era ships, such as the OPV Beach off-road gasoline vessel, whose program requires at least 6 units. Now the offshore patrol vessel plans recently became better known in the mainstream media when the Minister of National Defense Mr. Delon Lorenzana shockingly revealed that the Philippine Navy will acquire many from the corner. Just look at it. This first announcement came with both enthusiasm and trepidation, in the sense that while it might mean more pride for Filipino workers in the shipyards where they will build operations for the country and its national interests, it might as well be. The Department of Defense's desire to carry out this project is still a good thing, considering that this is one of the plans that must be prioritized by the Philippine Navy so that it will determine the patrol capability of the Indonesian Navy's fleet in the future, as is being discussed this time. The ships will be made of steel and will be produced domestically through their shipyards on balance. See, if this is realized, the supplier's intended role on its site is not only limited to maritime patrol roles such as anti-piracy and anti-smuggling operations in the area,